Hi everyone, and welcome to episode 116 of the Talk is Cheap show. And as you can see in the house, I've got my close friend, co-host, analyst, former professional footballer. The adjectives go on and on. Curtis Shaw in the house. What are you saying, bro?
All good, bro. The intros have disappeared now, yeah.
We're trying a new format.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. You ran out of words, to be fair, didn't you?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I've exhausted the thesaurus, man. So, but hey, it's good to have you here as usual, giving your forthright, undocumented opinions from the heart. And I'm looking forward to hear what you got to say on the show this week, man.
Yes.
A few things I've got to ask you about.
Yeah.
But before we go any further, news and notes. I guess there's only one story in town for me. Patrick Vieira. Inducted into the Premier League Hall of Fame. How do you feel about that?
Oh, man, that's...
Legend.
For me, I say many times, the best midfielder I've ever seen at Arsenal. I'd say one of the best I've ever seen in the Premier League. One thing I'd say, why do we not have a statue of Vieira? I don't really get that.
Yeah, that's a good point,
I think
man.
he should have a statue, and what a player. He was
Might
a
have
colossus.
to get on to Robbie.
Yeah, Robbie, man, you have to buy something. I don't know, sort that out. But no, man, Vieira,
and the
iconic.
rumours about Robbie negotiating to buy Chelsea is not true, bro.
He's looking for bigger things at the moment, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
he's trying to buy Arsenal first.
Yeah, but
Don't
no.
think the Kroenkes are going to be having that anytime soon.
No, I don't think so. But no, Vieira, absolute icon for me. You know, my favourite
100%.
ever Arsenal midfielder, and a monster.
And we've had a few,
monster.
so
Yeah,
for you to give him that accolade says everything.
Yeah.
I just want to say quickly, I can remember going to Arsenal, obviously, and watching Vieira, and I used to have this little thing in my mind. I said, I'd never seen him lose a 50-50 tackle. Whenever he went in for a tackle 50-50, invariably he'd come away with the ball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes the player as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what I mean? And then he's just overall play, his presence, his leadership, his ability, and he get the odd important goal as well, man.
Yeah.
He was just world class. Yeah. And it's actually good to see him doing well as a manager.
Doing really well. In fact, we play him next,
we do,
I hope he don't do too well in the next game, you know what I mean?
That game aside, but yeah, man. So yeah, like me, you're made up about that. The other story in town I was going to ask you about, it doesn't concern Arsenal so much, well, remotely you could say, but the Paul Pogba situation, that seems to be kicking off at the time of this show going out. What's your thoughts on that? He said he's had depression. He cited that, you know, the things are not maybe quite right at Man U, which we kind of knew anyway.
Yeah.
But it's turning out to be quite a controversial statement. A lot of people coming at him. And the reason why I'm asking you, because you've been there as a professional footballer, okay, not in the Premier League, but you played at the highest level. What do you make of some of the things he said?
I think, I saw the post he put out and some of the comments under it, and I think it's a little bit harsh the way he's treated. I really do, you know. I don't think celebrity status or finances a lot of the time dictates your happiness.
No, not at all.
And I think, you know, Pogba, he probably has been through a lot of things, and there is a lot of pressure when you're playing football. You're questioning yourself, you're being criticised and abused, you know. I know you put yourself in that position, but it still doesn't make it right. And you know, I think there is a bit of an agenda in this country from the media towards Paul Pogba. I'm sure people have got their own reasons why they believe that is, but you look at him, he's a married man, he's got kids, he's a religious man, he's not somebody you see falling out of nightclubs drunk and that.
That's true.
But he's constantly criticised. I think it's fine to criticise him in a footballing manner, but I think a lot of it is personal. So listen, I think he's quite harshly done by the media, to be honest.
No, I hear what you say, man. And you do make a very interesting point there when you talk about just the fact that because he's a high-profile footballer that obviously earns a lot of money and is very famous and all the rest of it, doesn't mean to say he won't have mental health problems. And he spoke about his depression. And listen, I've had depression brought on through family bereavement, so I know what it's like to hit rock bottom. It's not a nice place. So I wouldn't seek to minimise anything to do with mental health. But it was interesting because you look at Paul Pogba and his persona is one of, he's quite almost carefree.
Yeah.
Some would say lackadaisical at times. But very often you see him with a smile on his face. He looks like he's enjoying life, enjoying the trappings of his life. Some people, myself included, I'm going to be honest, sometimes I said, maybe you look like you're enjoying yourself a little bit too much. And I don't mean that in the sense that, like you said, falling out of nightclubs.
Yeah.
He just seems to have a very sort of carefree, nonchalant, sort of lackadaisical. I'm not going to say blasé, but you know what I'm saying. He comes across as that, and you know, maybe that's the way he covers with the depression that he's going through. But it was very interesting interview he gave, and we'll see what happens. So I just wanted to get your thoughts on that. Okay, moving on then to one of our regular features, Arsenal's last game since our last show. That took place last weekend against Aston Villa. Potentially a very difficult game. Early kickoff. We don't often do well in early kickoffs, especially away from home. And Villa was seen as the type of opponents that could give us problems. They've got some quality players. They've got a good manager, and you know they were looking forward to this game, I'm sure. But I have to say, Arsenal turned up and they delivered, man. I thought that they were comfortably the better side in a way that kind of surprised me, to be honest. So credit to the team. A 1-0 win, and I don't think that flattered Arsenal in any way whatsoever. I think they probably could have scored more. But yeah, your thoughts on the game, right?
Do you know what? The performance and the results surprised me, I got to be honest. I thought Villa would be really at us. I thought Villa I mean, it was rocking, to be honest, but the way we controlled the game just surprised me, to be honest. And I don't think Aston Villa coped with it. I've seen a lot of people saying Villa weren't very good, but I think you've got to credit Arsenal for not allowing them to be good. And I thought we were far the better team. I thought first half we battered them. Like you said, the only thing that was missing was the second goal. I kept thinking, if we go 2-0 up, the game's over. At 1-0, you're always, anything can happen, and they equalise. But I thought the performance was excellent. You know, I know Arteta wasn't happy about the quick turnaround of games. I'm sure we'll talk about that. But they didn't look tired. And I thought it was a well-deserved win. And I don't think we've beaten Villa at Villa Park since they came back up until this game. So, I thought it was a great performance. We kept, you know, Coutinho and people like that quiet. And that's another big win for Arsenal.
Absolutely.
Very big win.
Absolutely. I've got to ask you though, in the aftermath of the game, there was talk about the substitutes and the supposed lack of impact. I mean, maybe not so much you, but myself, I'm going to keep it 100 and say I've championed Pepe's cause on this show many occasions. I've described it in the past as he's been almost criminally underused. And I'm going to stand by much of that. You know, I'll explain but I'll explain my reasons for that in a minute. But he came on. It wasn't much time allotted, but he did come on a bit earlier than usual. And he didn't have the desired impact. In fact, he was so bad that he nearly cost us at the end. I mean, he probably owes the rest of his Arsenal career to Bert Leno. But he didn't have much of an impact. It has to be said, neither did Eddie. What was your thoughts on the substitutions? Or as I like to say, lack thereof.
Do you know what? It's funny because when Eddie came on, I said on my watch along, I said, Lacazette's been so off it today. I'm almost glad to see Eddie come on. That's how bad things were. Wow. Within 10 minutes of Eddie coming on, I said, get Lacazette on, get him on. When I seen him run after the ball and just fall over it, I said, I don't know what I'm watching here. I don't really know what this is. And then Pepe, who similarly to you, I've you know, kind of backed him. And, you know, I think Pepe, man, I'm getting to a point with Pepe where I think at the end of the season we may have to cut our losses with him. My reasons are that it's not his lack of talent. It's clear that he's got talent. We saw against Wolves the other week, he came on, changed the game. He can definitely finish as well. I think in football, it's about you having what that manager wants. You know, we saw that with Mr. Aubameyang. For whatever reason,
there was the one that's finished.
Stop it.
We won't go there.
We won't go there. You know what I mean? Forget the goals against Madrid.
Forget the 10 goals in 9 games.
No, don't talk about that.
We won't
go near that.
It's finished. It's done.
But no, in terms of Pepe, I would always say with Pepe, if you're hanging on to a lead, that is not the winger you want to bring on. Because when you're hanging on, you want hard work, look after the ball. You know what I mean? Sometimes Pepe gives the ball away cheaply and puts us under pressure. He's more a player that you would want to bring on if it was 1-1 or you're a goal down, you're trying to score, you're on the break. For me, I just think he's got 2 years left on his deal this summer. You know, do you want a £70 million player going towards that 1 year?
I doubt if we'd get 70 million for him now.
I doubt you'd get half of that for him. Honestly, I think you'd struggle to get 30 million for him at this stage. I like Pepe as a player, but for me at the moment, it's not working.
Well, okay, I'm going to play a little bit of devil's advocate. I do actually believe it, so I'm not just saying this for the sake of it, but I'm going to introduce a little bit of mitigation here for him and for Eddie, although it applies more to Pepe than it does to Eddie, I have to say.
Yeah.
Now, this is what I'm going to say to you, yeah? I mean, you played the game, as I keep saying, you played the game at the highest level, so I'll be interested to hear your thoughts on this. But it's my contention that we do, as much as we've maligned his display at the weekend, which was, below the standard you would expect coming on as a sub. I do have a little bit of empathy for Pepe, and I'll tell you why. Because week after week, this man's on the subs bench, and okay, he's going to come on for the most part, 10, 15 minutes, maybe a bit more each game. I would say that I'm looking at a player whose confidence seems to be eroded because he's just not getting enough game time. And let's be honest, when you come on in those situations, you have a very small window in which to project yourself on the game, to produce something of significance, be that a goal or an assist or something significant in the game. So the pressure's on you, really. And when you don't deliver in that way, you know what I mean, it's going to be, this is why the manager doesn't trust me. This. And then by contrast, even when he does play out of his skin, you mentioned was it the Wolves game? Yeah,
scored, didn't he?
He scored and an assist, and his general play was excellent, and everybody was raving at. But then next week you find yourself back in the same situation on the bench. So do you think that is playing into his mindset a little bit?
I think
it must be difficult to keep your focus and your concentration. And I know people out there going to say, you're earning this amount a week, you're a professional footballer. I get all that. But I'm saying, let's have it right, man. It can't be an easy situation for him or for Eddie.
It's not easy for Pepe, especially. I think.
Notice you didn't say Eddie.
No, I'm not saying, because listen, I'm not capping for Eddie. I don't think Eddie's good enough.
Right.
Where Pepe to me does have the talent, he's just not producing it. I think the problem Pepe's got, first of all, you got two positions that he plays, kind of left wing, right wing, where we've got players who are producing top performances in those positions in terms of Saka's been one of our best players for the past 2 seasons. And on the left now, Martinelli's playing well. He's in the Brazil squad. Smith-Rowe's played there. He's top scorer. So Pepe's almost got to produce more than those to get into the team, and that for me is the difficulty for him. Where Eddie, I think, if I was in Eddie's position, I'd be looking at Lacazette thinking, I can get him out the team. I know he works hard, but he's not scoring goals. So he does have a clear opportunity there. Where Pepe, you're up against probably 2 or 3 of our best players. So that's where the difficulty is for Pepe.
Right. So I see you're less convinced about Eddie. Let me try and make a case for Eddie. So, okay, so if you remember around about January, the end of January time, transfers at window closed and all that, and the manager was asked about, us not getting Vlahovic and being disappointed, and I remember one reporter said to him, are you concerned that there may be a lack of goals in this team? And the manager came out, and go back and look at the interview, he was quite unequivocal. He said, no, I'm not concerned, because with Lacazette and Eddie Nketiah, I feel that we've got goals in this team. Now you can laugh. Okay. He didn't appear to have his tongue in his cheek when he said it. I was watching. So
yeah, man.
If we take that to its logical extension, so the manager said he's not concerned about goals. You've got Lacazette and you've got Eddie. If you truly believe that as a manager, then why have we seen Eddie not play more games or get more game time? Because it seems to me he only comes on in the last 5-10 minutes of games when Lacazette, who invariably has run himself into the ground,
he's got no energy.
So you're bringing Eddie on, you're basically saying to him, well, if you can nick a goal, great. But what I want you to do is just to close down the attack, press from the top. It's not conducive really to getting the best out of the guys. And it kind of speaks to me that the manager doesn't really believe those words that he said back in January.
No, I don't think he does that. And listen, the thing with Eddie is, as a young player, even though he only really gets 10, 15 minutes, you've got a huge opportunity here right now. You're at Arsenal. Like I said, Lacazette's not firing on all cylinders. And Eddie hasn't really had a moment for Arsenal. At least with Pepe, you can go, oh, that Wolves game, he changed that game.
Sunderland?
Well, I ain't gonna talk about League One opposition, mate.
In the League Cup?
Yeah,
he did pretty well that day.
They call him the R9 of the Carabao Cup, mate. He's just in the Premier League. It's not quite the same, but
I remember after that game as well, the manager was quite effusive
singing his praises, yeah.
Eddie, you know what I mean? He's not really figured since.
No.
In any meaningful sense. Like I said, invariably when those guys come on is when the game's already done or we're looking for a last gasp equaliser or winner or whatever it is. So for them to impact the game is, hey, it's not an easy situation.
It's not easy. It's not. And
so I just wanted to put that out there by way of mitigation.
Yeah, I know.
Some of these men are going to come for me, but I truly believe that, bro.
I think the thing is though, with Eddie, I think we can see that he's not quite up to it yet. I think Arteta wanted to convince him to sign a new deal so he can just keep him at the club long term. He's an England under-21 player. He could be an asset to Arsenal in the future. But to be honest, I think...
Or do you think, as I starting to believe now, well, I've believed for a while anyway, that Eddie's only there really because we couldn't get
maybe
like the likes of Vlahovic to come in.
Yeah, in January.
Because if you remember, some months back, some people out there may not believe this, but Crystal Palace, no less, were one of a few teams that wanted Eddie.
Yeah.
Made it clear that they wanted Eddie. We didn't
let him go.
Let him go.
Probably should have.
So, well, yeah.
If we'd have got another striker.
Both parties.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just wanted to run that by you and say I don't think you're that convinced.
No, I mean, listen, with Pepe, I do kind of get your point, but with Eddie, I'm kind of... You've got as many Premier League goals as Eddie this season.
That's harsh, man.
It's facts, though.
But listen, man, there's still 9 games left, so
yeah, he might get one. He might get.
No, but listen, man, if he comes off the bench and gets a winner against Tottenham, I'm pretty sure you will take that win.
Yeah. I'll apologise.
But yeah, man, I just wanted to get your thoughts on that. Okay, so as we said, we go up to Villa, potentially a banana skin. The boys perform really well. We get the win. We kind of nullify Villa. They don't look all that. In the aftermath of the game as well, there was some comments made by a certain Ashley Young, who, let's face it, had a bit of a torrid time whilst the game was going on. I think Saka tore him a new one more than once in that game. But he came out and he was quite vociferous, wasn't he? He made comments to the effect that he felt Arsenal were over-celebrating. He said, I think I'm quoting him verbatim, and he said, the way they celebrated, you'd think they'd won the Premier League. And that kind of segues nicely into what I wanted to ask you, because there's been a few people throwing shots at us recently. I mean, even in that same game, I think Steven Gerrard had a few things to say about Saka.
Yeah.
Basically accusing him, saying, look, you need to toughen up. You were play acting a little bit. I think he was accusing Saka of trying to influence the referees. And then, of course, we think back to what happened a few weeks or about a month or so before that when we played Villa. Sorry, not Villa, Wolves.
With the celebration and that.
And we apparently over-celebrated, according to Ruben Neves and Conor Cody and some of the Wolves players. So people are coming at Arsenal, man. There seems to be a little bit of hate going on out there. Antonio Conte's had a go at the manager. He's talking about the
fixture stuff,
fixtures and the schedules and stuff like that. So there's a few people coming at us, man. So what do you think about that? I mean, I think there was who else was? I think Mark Halsey, he came out as well, former Premier League referee. He came out and agreed with Gerrard about Saka.
Yeah.
What else is there? There's been a few things going on recently, and the Ranieri thing with when we played Watford.
Did he say something as well?
Acting as a ball boy, and went on to score that third goal. We got a bit. Ranieri came out and he was a bit.
Or was
upset.
it Hodgson? I thought Hodgson might have been the manager then, was he? We played.
Was it? But yeah, anyway.
Yeah, whoever the manager.
But that incident.
Yeah.
Gabby Bonahol, he's come out and had a pop, said that we're over celebrating. So yeah, there seems to be a few people coming at us throwing shots, man. Yeah, a bit of hate going on. What's your thoughts on that?
I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it, mate. I'm telling you, I love it.
No one likes us and we don't care.
Because to me, I look at it like this: when people don't talk about you in football, you're probably, you're not bothering anyone. We've never come on here and had a big debate about, Burnley or someone like that, because without being disrespectful, our thoughts aren't around teams like that. To me, Arsenal have been out of the running for anything in the last couple of years. This year we've seen, clear improvement. We're in the top 4 race. We're starting to pick up better results. And we're irritating people, and I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. Over celebrating, yeah, so what? So what? Who are these other players to say how you should and shouldn't celebrate? If you're happy, it's a big result. 12:30, you've beaten Villa, your fans are singing loud. Enjoy yourselves, man. Exactly. If I ever played in a game and I lost, I'm more annoyed with myself and my own teammates than to be thinking, oh, look at the way they're celebrating. You do what you want. Because if we win, we'll do what we want. So for me, I think it's great that people...
You're not worried that we're getting a reputation as a bit of like big-time Charlies, celebrating
not at all. Celebrate every win. Don't worry about them.
Yeah, I must admit, I'm inclined to agree with you, man. At the end of the day, it's interesting that both Neves and Ashley Young, when they made the complaints about Arsenal over celebrating, they seem to be making it a little bit personal, as if Arsenal were rubbing their faces in it. Whereas my interpretation of the celebrations was that, if anything, they're paying those teams a compliment, really, aren't they?
Because they're showing you it's a big win.
They're showing you respect. They're saying, listen, man, this was a big game. A lot of people thought we might lose this game, but you know what? We've come here and we've done it, and we're going to celebrate. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, to be honest. No,
not at all. I think you've got...
I guess you do have to be a little bit careful that you don't want to perceived to be crossing the line too much, because then that can border into arrogance and people think you're being slightly contemptuous of them, which I honestly, I've looked at it again as well at the end of that game, and I didn't think there was anything there to suggest that they were rubbing like Villa place.
I didn't think so.
I just thought it was general enthusiasm. And you've got to remember as well, this is a young team that this level of performance and the position we're in the table currently, a lot of people didn't expect to see that. I'm going to be honest, I didn't.
No, I didn't. Let's be honest. If you was Aaron Ramsdale, I know he didn't play against Villa, but Aaron Ramsdale started this season at Sheffield United in the Championship. He would have been thinking, can I get promoted? All of a sudden, you're at Arsenal, your wages probably doubled, trebled, you're in the England squad, probably going to go to the World Cup. He's got every right to celebrate. He's probably on cloud 9, you know what I mean? So I just think, all of a sudden it's a problem when we celebrate. I remember Klopp a few years ago when they drew at home to West Brom and they were swinging their arms at the Kop, you know what I mean? And so
no, but Jurgen Klopp, okay, you can say that, Liverpool, they're a great team and they're, they're in the hunt for the quadruple. So
unbelievable.
But you've seen what he does, and I know that winds some people up. Does that triple fist bump? Some people don't like that. I personally don't have a problem with it.
I don't have a problem.
Enjoy your wins, man.
Yeah, man.
It's a sport at the highest level, A lot goes into these games, both physically and emotionally.
Yeah.
And if you've gone to Villa, especially away from home like that, clearly outplayed your opponents, won, done everything right, you're entitled to your moment.
Exactly.
I didn't see any Arsenal players going up to Ashley Young going, get in and all that.
To be honest, Ashley Young's credibility went when that bird pooed in his mouth, mate, at Old Trafford. From there, I don't listen to nothing he says, bro. They were calling him Ashley Old on Saturday when Saka was rinsing him all game. He ruined it.
And that's the other thing about Ashley. I was thinking to myself, dude, you need to focus on your lack of performance against Saka rather than coming out and
chatting about our celebration, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I just think that was a little bit... What do you make of the comments from Gerrard, by the way? That was backed up by former Premier League referee
and do you know what, right?
He's basically said that Saka goes down a bit too easy. And then he's saying to him, you need to toughen up. And then I think he had a problem with Saka, because I think Saka had a word with the ref and said, look, I'm trying to play the game.
Yeah.
And I'm getting hacked down, I need some protection here. Again, I didn't really think there was anything wrong with that. I think that's quite clever of Saka to actually,
The thing where I think Saka's taken a chance is doing it publicly. Right. Because I almost think when you come out and say, I need protecting, you've now become more of a target. I almost think that if you was a defender now, you think, oh, this guy wants protecting. Like, do you know what I mean? Sometimes it goes against you. I think maybe keep that out of the public. Because Gerard was saying he's got screws in his hip and all that kind of stuff. But that's some old school dinosaur mentality, man. The game's changed from when he was playing.
Get it out, dust just
get on with it. Get up, mate. You know what I mean? Yeah. But so, listen, Saka is... I know it sounds crazy, but it's almost a compliment to Saka that everyone's kicking him because they now realise how good he is. You see, every time we play, they double up on him. They kick him down early. He is going to get a lot of this now because of how talented he is now. But listen, I think he's got a right to ask referees to protect him. I just maybe wouldn't have done it publicly for everybody. But yeah, I haven't really got a problem with it.
And I've got to ask you as well, what you didn't make a remark from Antonio Conte.
Listen, man, Conte is...
He's got a beef with Arsenal and Arteta about the rescheduling of that game.
Yeah.
We spoke about it last week, and again, you touched on it a little bit about the schedule fixture thing. I'll be honest, man. I didn't really think that Arteta raising that was in the best interests of the club, really. I just thought that's slightly erred on the negative. Although it is a fact that, 3 games in a week is not the best, but I just think, bit like what you were saying with Saka, maybe you just keep that out.
Yeah, because for me, I look at Arsenal, I mean, we all know, look how many weeks we've had where we play a game and then we're not playing for like 10 days. They even went to Dubai and had a little holiday because we hadn't had no football for that long. So I just kind of think... I don't think Arteta should have gone about
I would
it
have
like
preferred
that.
Had he not mentioned
I felt like he was giving the team an excuse. If we'd have gone to Villa, he could have said, "See, we hadn't had enough rest." I think just get on with it. We're not in Europe.
That was erring on the negative for me. But, but what do you make of what Conte's saying?
Yeah, Conte. I don't want to hear nothing from him. Yeah, you deal with your own team. You know what I mean?
Right.
Why are you talking about our manager and our team? You know, you concentrate.
He seems to be making it a little bit personal. And then when you think that we got that massive game with him coming up, there's going to be a lot on the line.
And the thing is, the Premier League haven't announced that yet.
He's up the Antonio Conte.
Oh, here he goes. But I think they're going to try and hold that game off towards the end of the season in case it's like a big shootout for 4th. But listen, when we play them now, that's when you should be doing big celebrations as well if you win, you know what I mean?
Can you imagine?
They should be dancing around that pitch if they beat them. But
I think we beat
it's going to be a tough game.
We beat them a few years back, and I think the likes of, what's his name, Chesney, taking selfies on the pitch. And I remember they did get critical. I did think that was
maybe that was a bit much.
I remember people like Roy Keane and Gary Neville was calling that out at the time.
Yeah.
That taking
That's
selfies on the pitch.
But you should celebrate though if you beat them. Definitely.
Right to.
So that game's going to be huge. That really is going to be a big game.
But to go back to the hate or the dislike that we're currently getting in different quarters, bring it on, yeah?
Keep bringing it, man. Means we're doing something
No one likes us, and we don't care. You have that type of disposition.
I'm on that, man. I'm on that. That's it.
I kind of feel the same way, bro. I mean, like, I don't think he's done nothing wrong. I don't think Saka's done anything wrong.
No.
Like I said, I'm less impressed with the comments about the fixtures schedule.
Yeah, no, I don't agree with that.
I just thought that was slightly negative. Just get on with the games, man. Listen, we're in a good position right now. And that kind of brings me on nicely to what I was going to ask you. I was just going to touch on the running.
Yeah.
9 games left, but we're in a good position. We're in pole position for that 4th place. Who do you see the bigger threats coming from? Tottenham, who are on a good run of form.
Yeah.
Harry Kane scoring freely, and now Son's starting to score. But then you can't totally discount United.
Yeah.
Ronaldo's hit a little bit of goal scoring form recently, and even though they're not playing that well, they do seem to eke out results from time to time, enough anyway
to stay in the mix. Yeah.
So, and then we got some difficult games coming up. We've got to play both those teams. So, how's it looking, bro?
It's going to be. I think it will go to the wire. I really do. I think it will go right. It could even go to the last game of the season because. I mean, I looked at all 3 runs. I think probably Tottenham have got the easiest one of the 3. They don't play many of the so-called big 6, if you like. Obviously, we've got some tough games, but if you're going to get 4th, you've got to win some of these games. Man United at home, we got to beat them. You know, we've got a good record against United at home. Chelsea away, tough game, but we beat Chelsea last season. You know, they got a lot of problems at the moment, as we know. You can't even get a drink or a burger at Stamford Bridge now.
It's not affected their abilities on the pitch, though.
No, they're still a strong team. They're still in the Champions League. So, listen, it's in our hands, so you've got to make us favourites. If we won every game, we'd finish fourth. We know that's not going to happen, of course, but it's in our hands.
All the teams are going to drop points.
We're all going to drop points, but listen, I think...
But if we're left at the end in that fourth place, then what I'm suggesting, in line with this over-celebration, I reckon Arsenal... That last game against Everton, will be out, not just that, we should have a special trophy that we make
fourth
for that fourth place.
Listen, Arsene Wenger said fourth is a trophy. We disagreed, but it's come to fruition.
If we get that fourth place, I'm requesting that the club create a special trophy called the over-celebration fourth place.
Yeah, gold. I want it gold as well.
Yeah, and we can run around. Maybe have a little ticker tape celebration outside Islington Town Hall.
Why not? Why not? Yeah.
But anyway, that's a bit of fun and games. But in closing, man, you're not worried about the hate that's coming up.
Nah,
you actually think that's a good thing.
I think it is a good thing.
And I'm tending to agree with you, actually, because, like you said, if you tend to get hate when you're doing well. Yeah. That's when people come after you.
Yeah.
If you're not, because otherwise they don't see you as a threat, so it's like they're not bothered.
Yeah.
But now that they're talking, people are getting upset. That's actually a good thing in my book. So long may it continue. And like I also agree with you. I think the fourth place is ours to lose, basically. Although I'm not saying that we're just gonna roll up and win. We've got to put the work in, but we're in a fairly good position. So yeah, bro. So we're coming to the end of the show. Thanks, bro. Thanks as usual for coming on and giving us the benefit of your opinions. Really appreciate it. You up to anything? You international break? Any games you got your eye on?
Nah, you know, I might do Jamaica against Canada.
Oh right, yeah,
not a bad game. That Jonathan David, but Jamaica can't qualify, so you know
what Jamaica need to do? They need to start trying to sign up some of these English guys.
I think they're trying, aren't they?
They have, yeah. Because the two of the guys that have been called up for this week, for example, Tyreek Mitchell and Kyle Walker-Peters, are both of Jamaican descendants.
Yeah.
So I've often said this to some of my African friends. Can you imagine if some of those guys that play for England now, you know what I mean? Your Kyle Walkers, Raheem Sterling's and people like that. If we had all those guys play for Jamaica, it would be an amazing team. But hey, they were, for the most part, born here, although Raheem Sterling weren't, and they played the football. It's only right they play for it. But if,
it'd be a great team,
in another world, but hey. I'm looking forward to the England-Ivory Coast game. Actually.
Yeah, Pepe against
might
England.
Get a start.
He'll probably get a start. Him and Zaha, you know what I mean?
And they've got a decent team. That'd be a good game.
They'll trouble England. Yeah.
They were good in the AFCON, actually. I know they went out on penalties or whatever, man, but they were looking good. And so was Pepe in that tournament. So I'm looking forward to that game. Yeah. Also, the Ghana-Nigeria game, man.
Big game.
That's a massive game.
Massive.
Portugal-Turkey.
Yeah.
There's some good games coming up this weekend.
Not bad.
So I know normally you're not a big advocate of
international
breaks,
I'm not. But we do what we can to get through it.
Yeah. But thanks for coming on, bro.
No worries,
and thank you to you guys for continuing to watch and support. Really appreciate it. Keep it interactive. Send us your comments. What do you think of the stick Arsenal been getting recently? Do you think it's justified or not? Do you care? Are you actually quite happy that we're getting a bit of stick, because it shows that we're out there, we're doing things and people are getting their noses rubbed in it and don't like it? Let us know what you think. But thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys very much. I look forward to seeing you next week. We're out.
Shop for AFTV merch at shop.aftv.co.uk. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, and Twitch. We've got content for every platform, so check it out.